Well, Guy,
Hi Brice.
TAG Heuer unveiled earlier this year the biggest, baddest and most sought after partnership with an automotive brand. Not just any brand, we're talking about the world leader in sports car, Porsche. And so is born the Carrera Porsche timepiece. You started with the chassis of the 2020 Carrera Porsche and then added special attributes to the watch. Can you let us know which ones and how?
So there's a little list of attributes. I'll just maybe point them out to you. The first thing you see when you look at the watch, the dial. And in fact, if you look at the car in front of us, you'll see immediately where this came from. The idea behind this watch was you see what you see when you're behind the wheel of a 911. And maybe the first thing you notice are the numerals on the dial.
Sure.
And these are taken directly from what you see here in the Sport Chrono feature of the car. Then you see the flat back dial color, and if you look closely you'll notice a kind of asphalt texture. When you're sitting in this car, the only thing you see ahead of you is asphalt, and a few other cars in the way, but mostly asphalt. A few red touches as well, and again inspired by the very clever use of red detailing in the Porsche dashboard. If you go out to the bezel, you'll notice that instead of the tachymeter here, it says Porsche in red.
Looks good.
It's good, no? It's a really good place to put it. You see it, but it's not interrupting the readability of the bezel. Then, when you move down the watch to the strap, this is the way the Porsche leather parts are assembled in the car.
Indeed.
And we replicated this on the strap. In fact, one of the hardest details to get right, because of course if you look at the size of the car, there's quite a lot of space to work with. Here you're looking at about 20 millimeters of leather. The graining has to be perfect, the stitching has to be perfect, the line has to be straight. So a very difficult detail to do. And turning the watch over,
The rotor.
the rotor, the steering wheel,
Looks the same.
and the red column wheel. So in short, as you say, the chassis is taken from our Carrera Sport 2020, but almost everything else on the watch is new.
The price is surprising because the price of the non-limited edition of the Porsche Carrera is only a few hundred francs more than the normal Carrera watch. So we are very grateful for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Brice.
So we understand you like that watch. And what about the Carrera Sport? What's the Carrera car, the Porsche one? What do you like most about the Porsche car?
Well, I'm unfortunately old enough to have seen several generations of them, and I have to say that this one, apart from maybe the first one, I think is really an amazing car. I think it takes the design quality that Porsche has always been known for, and it brings quite a bit of power to it.
Yes.
A lot of detailing, a lot of very refined detailing, and I think it really positions the 911 in a super competitive category. It does an amazing job of a car which will last through time and look cool the whole time. And of course, as we're about to find out, hopefully it drives as well as it looks.
Now we know that you like most about the Porsche, but what about the watch?
I think it's super readable. It reminds me really of the feel I have when I'm behind the steering wheel of the car.
True.
Super strong contrast, really good textures.
So the aesthetics of the dial.
Yes.
I agree. Let's go.